Editing Nature's Timeless Majesty is our topic today on Luminar Coffee Break. Let's see what we can accomplish in 10 minutes or less, starting now. Hello everyone, okay, so now this is going to complete our 8-week course on Capture, Edit, and Create. We're going to finish off with landscapes. So let me dive right in. So here we have an image from Iceland, and I want to start out first by cropping it. I've been getting into the 16:9 ratio, so I'm going to stick with that, and that's going to help me get rid of this rock, which I thought would have helped the image, but alas, it didn't. Now, I just realized something. I want to first use HDR merge on this, so the crop that we just did is going to get erased, but that's fine. We'll just redo it again. So I'm going to come over here to HDR merge. Now notice I did select it as my favorite. You'll see why that's important in a moment. I'm going to let HDR merge handle the tone mapping for me. So I can go through it on my own and get the tone mapping set. I find this so much easier. Now, here I have it right here. Notice again, the crop is missing. All right, so I am going to come back in with the crop, and I want to redo the crop itself. Let's get rid of that rock. There we have it. Now, remember I said earlier, I'm going to make this my favorite. Now, I'm going to show you why. When I grab this, right now, it's in HDR merge. I want to drag it back into the folder it came from. Now that it's here, how do I find it? Well, if I come over here to show all photos, I'm going to select my favorites. And here is that HDR one we just did. There it is. So there's the HDR one I just did. Let me double check. Yep, that was it. Perfect. So it tone mapped everything for me. It looks good. Still looks a little dull. So we're going to fix that up real quick. But see what I just did there? How I was able to find it? I created it as a favorite, and that's how I'm able to find it here. Now, and by the way, the reason I did this is so here's the original. Here's one we just edited. I'm going to take that original and make sure, there it is completely. There we go. So this way we can see the before and then after. All right. So now that I have that set, maintenance is over with. Let's get into the fun part. Orders of operation. I do want to replace the sky ahead of time. So any of the changes I make to this image, the sky is going to be added to it. Ooh, I like this. Now, the sky was a little tricky for me on this. So I am going to come under and just tweak it just a bit. And let's go to, I like the brightness. I like everything where it's at. I'm not liking the way the adjustments are on it. Here we go. I'm sorry. I'm not liking the way, here we go, the mask refinements are. So I'm going to close gaps. Yep, I'm going to close the gaps more. The detail really didn't do too much for me. Global is how much of the original sky do I want to shine through. Now, I liked everything up to this area here. I know it's just a little mess, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to come under masking. And what I want to do is brush. I want to erase it. And just lower the strength just a bit, a little bit. There we go. There we go. And I just wanted to do that just because it just didn't feel right to me. Now, this may not feel right to you, but for me, I don't have a problem with that. So, again, let's do it to taste. All right, so I have that set. Looking good. Now, let's enrich the tones. That's it. And so I enrich the black tones, and I did that through Develop. Any highlights? Nice. And let's bring it up a little bit more. Good. Now notice it darkened the image overall. That's okay. We're going to come back and fix that. So I like where it's heading. A couple things I do want is under the creative, let's relight it, because the bottom half is, I want it to be a little bit darker. Right about there. And now, let's come over to my structure. One of my favorite tools. I am going to go a little overboard for a moment. There. Now, again, I'm not going to do it too much on the sky, but this bottom half, I'm sorry, I like it the way it is. So, I'm going to apply it just to the sky first. So, Mask AI, give it a second. I take it back. I'm going to apply it to the bottom first, but I am going to select sky, and I'll show you why. It's so much easier to hit invert. There we have it. Now I close it down. When I reopen structure again, it looks like it's at the default, but in reality, over here was the structure under edits that we just did. All I'm doing is creating another instance of structure. So from here, I'm going to come back in. Now I'm focusing just on the sky. And I want to make it less than what I did to the bottom. Now the sky looks great. Mask, watch this. Look how instant that was. It was instant because we did it once before. Now it automatically kept the mask for us. And there we have it. So ready? Before, after, good, it's taking shape. And let's come over here to Enhance AI. There we go, look at that. So Enhance AI automatically is going to improve color, detail, tone, and depth of an image. Now it's bringing it to life. My buddy Rick Farrow calls it the Yum Yum slider. So I have it set here. Now what I want to do is come back to Develop. I'm going to bump up the shadows just a little bit here. And let's see the exposure. There we have. So I don't like what it's doing to the entire image. So now I'm going to come over here to Radial Gradient. And select the invert. What I just want to do right now, there, look at that. Is add just a little, just a tad of light to draw your eye into the scene. It doesn't seem like much, but look what it's doing to it. There we have it. And while I'm here, I'm going to come back in with brush, paint the effect just a little bit over here. Nothing too crazy. There. Now let's see if it makes a difference. Look at that. Now I do want to come back, erase just a little bit on the outskirts. There we have it. Nice. And again, all that's doing right there is just bringing the viewer's eye into the scene. Now you can take this a step further, throw in a sky ray filter, but I'm going to leave it. Actually, I'm going to go one step. I do want to try mystical. Too much, right about, yeah, right about there. There we have it. Yep. And we're set. So we started with a dull, overcast day, and then made it a little more magical. All right? Well, there we have it. That's going to complete the 8-week assignment that we had. Please review those 8 weeks assignments that we have, and you can still upload. I'll give you all the instructions on it. You'll be able to upload your images. We may not be using them for this feature, this series, it's already over, but those images may be used in future coffee break sessions, or even written articles. That's my way of helping you get your images out to the world for them to see it. All right? Well, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm going to be in Iceland starting, well, today. It's 3 a.m. right now, and I'm recording this, and I thank my buddy Dal for showing this broadcast to the Luminar insiders. I'm sorry I couldn't be here with you live, but we will be broadcasting live in Iceland starting next week, and that's September, let's see, I'll make it quick. So today is September 23rd. So you figure the 30th, 29th, 20th, 28th, and I believe the 30th of next week. So in September, the ending of August, rather, I'll be broadcasting live in Iceland with Jim Nix, Javi San, and a few of my other close friends. So stay tuned for that. All right? Well, once again, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you at the next coffee break.